Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Teachers Talk Plexus. My name is Heather Rogers, and my sweet friend and co-host for tonight, Amber Ike, is on here too. You guys will be seeing her in a little bit. We're both Senior Ruby Ambassadors with Plexus Worldwide, and we are just so excited to share Plexus with you guys tonight. This company and these products have been such huge blessings for us, and so we love to share. Tonight we have a great lineup of teachers who are just going to share with us a little bit about their journeys and just how Plexus has helped them find better health and lose weight, and has helped them financially as well. So before we get started, I'm just going to read a really quick disclaimer to you guys. Teachers Talk Plexus is brought to you by independent Plexus ambassadors and is not sponsored by Plexus Worldwide. Plexus Worldwide wants you to know that the results you have heard and are about to hear may vary from person to person, and we do not claim to cure, treat, diagnose, or prevent any disease. Okay, got that out of the way. So before we go into our testimonies tonight, I just want to give you guys a quick rundown on what we call our Fab Four. And these are four of our most popular products, and I feel like you're probably going to hear a lot about these products just in the testimonies that you hear tonight. So we're just going to quickly run through these really quick. The Fab Four consists of our Triplex combo and then X Factor, which is our multivitamin. The first product within our Triplex combo is our Plexus Slim, and it comes in this little stick right here. This is probably, if you've ever heard anything about Plexus, you've probably heard about the pink drink. This is the pink drink. This thing tastes amazing. It tastes like a cherry Tootsie Pop. Everybody always wants to know that. It's not a meal replacement, which is amazing. But what this Plexus Slim does is it goes in and it helps balance out your body. It's going to balance and help regulate your blood sugars, your cholesterol, and your lipid levels. And I personally always tell people, go and Google benefits of balanced blood sugar, because the list that you're going to find is just going to blow your mind. All the things that can be linked to imbalanced blood sugar. Even if you're not diabetic, even if you aren't hypoglycemic, there are so many things. You're probably surfing that wave of blood sugars every single day, even if you don't have those things. For instance, we eat lunch, and then by 3 o'clock we're already crashing. We're ready for a nap, or we have a headache. That is a symptom of imbalanced blood sugar, and this pink drink is going to help with that. So just love it. I honestly don't really know how I got along without it prior to Plexus. The next product in our Triplex combo is our ProBio 5. This is our amazing probiotic. I've taken probiotics before and never really saw any difference in how I was feeling or noticed any, tangible changes until this one. And what I really feel like sets it apart from other probiotics is the enzymes and the flora that they have added actually into the probiotic. So most probiotics, you are just replenishing your good gut bacteria. You're worried about how many CFUs there are. You're worried about, how many billion live active organisms there are. And those are good things. We need to be replenishing our good gut bacteria. But at the same time, we also need to be taking care of the bad. And so if you're not doing that, then you're not going to see the results that you're wanting to see with a probiotic. So that is exactly what the enzymes and the flora that they have added into the ProBio 5, that is exactly what it does. It's going to actually help go in and break down the bad bacteria too. So we're going to be replenishing our good gut bacteria, but we're also going to be taking care of that bad stuff too. So it's a winning combination. Love that product. The next one, super fast, is our BioCleanse. Guys, do not let the word cleanse scare you. This is a very, very mild cleanse. This is something that I will take forever. It's not something that you just do like as a 10-day cleanse or something like that. This is something you're going to do forever, or I personally will. But it's actually going to help the ProBio. So the ProBio has come in and it's broken down the bad bacteria. So the BioCleanse is going to come in and it's going to help your body eliminate it quicker. So it's going to help keep your digestive tract cleaned out. It's going to help keep your arteries cleaned out. It's also going to oxygenate your body, which there are tons and tons of studies going around right now about the importance of having your body oxygenated. It's like your shower. If you get mold in your shower, you're not going to shut it all up. You're going to open up a window. You're going to get some air in there and, allow that to go away. And it's the same thing in our body. If our bodies are oxygenated, disease cannot live in it. So that alone, guys, makes me want to take this product forever. And then a little added bonus also is that it boosts collagen as well. So who doesn't want a little boosted collagen, right? The last product that I want to go over really quickly is our X Factor. This is our amazing multivitamin. I personally have taken vitamins for years and never really saw much anything to notice. You know, you're just supposed to take a vitamin, so that's what I always did. But when I started taking X Factor, I could tell a huge difference. So I love that it has New Zealand black currant in it, which is a powerful, super powerful antioxidant. But probably my favorite thing about X Factor is our patented aloe blend that is built right into the capsule. Aloe is shown to aid in absorption up to 300%. So when you are taking a vitamin that contains aloe, you are going to be boosting your absorption. Most vitamins that we take, most vitamins that you can buy at the grocery store, which is where I always bought mine from, your body does not have the ability to absorb them. And so we literally end up, they go right through our body and we end up flushing them down the toilet. This is amazing because you're not going to have that with this vitamin. It is going to just aid and you know, help with overall health just because you're able to absorb. And I can probably speak for everyone that you're going to hear from tonight and say that I can feel a difference when I miss a day, or if we run out of X Factor in our house, I can feel a difference in my energy levels and just overall how I feel during the day. And I've never ever had that for a vitamin. So this is our Fab 4. I know I went through that super quickly. And just know too, guys, that we have several other amazing, amazing products. And so if you guys have questions about that as well, make sure that you get back with the person that invited you, and they will be more than happy to sit down with you and tell you about all the amazing products that Plexus has to offer, and then help you, you know, find the regime that works best for you. So just wanted to go through those really quick. Now I say let's start hearing some of these amazing testimonies for tonight. First up, we have Allison Valenzuela.
Hello, I'm Allison Valenzuela. I am a senior gold ambassador shooting for Ruby any day now. I started Plexus shortly after I had quit teaching and opened my own home daycare in order to be with my own children because I was pregnant with my third child. Through opening my own daycare, I met Michelle. And she was telling me all about Plexus, and so after my baby was born, I was rapidly gaining weight because I had to eat more calories to make more milk for her, and I always gain a lot when I'm breastfeeding. So I reached out to her, and since it was safe enough to use while breastfeeding, I decided to give it a try. By day 3, my students and my children were making comments about me being happier and smiling more, and that's when I realized that it wasn't just a weight loss product, that it actually was helping me with my mood and anxiety. I was sleeping, which is insane because I've had severe insomnia my entire life, and I was actually sleeping when my baby was sleeping. So I immediately started shouting it from the rooftops. Never meant to sell it, but I just couldn't help but share it. So I started telling the parents and my family and my friends, and pretty quickly shot up to gold and realized that this wasn't going to be just extra income, that this was actually going to replace my income. I actually, you can hear my baby crying, I actually was able to quit my daycare in August, and this has been my full-time income. And even now, while going through a divorce and moving, I'm not having to work or go back to teaching. I've also lost 75 pounds, gone from a size 28 to a size 10, and gotten off all sorts of medications for anxiety, blood pressure, allergies, insomnia, and been able to continue being a stay-at-home mom, which I plan to do for the rest of my life. And it's all thanks to Plexus. And if I do ever go back to teaching, you better believe I'll be on Plexus, because the energy and the mood control is what I feel like all teachers need.
Yes, I love that, Allison, and I love how so many people do start out thinking weight loss. You know, they're like, I want to lose some pounds, but I think they quickly see all the other benefits that Plexus, offers too, and the weight loss just becomes the icing on top of the cake. So I love how you said that, and it's been so fun just watching this journey with you, Allison. Okay, next up we have Lori Kerr.
All right, can you hear me? Okay. My name is Lori Kerr, and I am also a senior gold ambassador, getting ready to become Ruby. And I am a 7th and 8th grade math teacher. And as you can see, I happen to still be at school. Just as a teacher, you just know it calls for long hours, and that can be very exhausting. So I started Plexus for weight loss, and that was the only thing I wanted. And much to my surprise, I got much more. I have energy. I was really surprised. My prep period is last hour, and I found that I have a lot more focus when I'm on my products. So it used to be that I would get to my prep period and just be done for the day. I would need like a Mountain Dew and a candy bar, and I would just sit or talk to people that didn't have kids at the time. But now I'm able to continue my workday, work more efficiently, and my mood has also increased. One thing that Allison said that really spoke to me also was just the sleep. I've always been a really good sleeper, but I don't think I was a really restful sleeper. And so now I get a full night's sleep. I don't hardly ever wake up. When I wear my Fitbit, it shows like the dark blue almost the entire night. But I also want to address quickly just the business side of Plexus as well. When I joined under my friend Amber, who you'll meet later, I told her absolutely not did I want to do the business. No way, no how. I had done it before, and I was a first-year teacher, and I had no business taking on anything else. It was just too much. But I must say that the income that I've gotten from Plexus as a single teacher with student loans has just been unbelievable. I had gone back to school as a non-traditional student, and I was living with my parents again. And I needed to get out, and if it wasn't for Plexus, I would still be in my parents' basement, and I wouldn't be able to feel that independence and that confidence as well. So really, I guess that's about it. Just I noticed a huge difference, like I said, in my energy, and when the middle of the day hits and lunch is over and my fellow teachers and I are standing in the hallways watching students come, every single teacher that is not using Plexus is drained, they're exhausted. All they can talk about is that they're ready for a nap, they're ready for the end of the day, and I'm geared up and ready to go for more. So I think that speaks for itself.
There's not really anything I don't love about that, Lori, but just on talking about the energy levels, I think it's so important to understand too that the pink drink is not a typical, your typical energy drink that's loaded with caffeine. That natural energy that's sustained throughout the day where you're not, crashing 3 hours later is because your body is balanced and because your blood sugars are balanced. So I just love that. And I was always super sensitive to stuff like that. So this is something that has worked for me, and not given me that jittery feeling. So I love it. Thank you so much, Lori. Next up, we have Autumn Shulian.
Hello. Like she said, my name is Autumn Shulian. I am a silver ambassador with Plexus, hoping to go gold within the week, hopefully. I started Plexus a couple years ago, and just like a lot of you, I saw posts that people put up about the pink drink and Plexus. So my friend Amber, she posted about it, piqued my interest. I messaged her just to see what it was about, not really knowing anything about the products or not really interested in the business, but then once I started talking to her, the business side definitely piqued my interest, and I actually joined as an ambassador for the business. Unlike a lot of people that just join for the discount, I'm a teacher. My husband's a teacher, and never did it ever cross my mind that there would be an opportunity to come along that would give me the ability to eventually be a stay-at-home mom. At the time that I started Plexus, my husband and I didn't have kids. My why for being in the business was basically because our salaries we were blessed to have jobs and we were blessed to have money, but there wasn't a whole lot of freedom there, and we had student loan debts, and so that was my why right away. On the product side of it right away, I noticed the sleeping better. I was a very restless sleeper, and right away I noticed in the mornings I would wake up feeling more energized. I wasn't waking up throughout the night like I used to. My favorite part has been the energy. I used to come home from school, of course, fellow teachers know days are draining, and I would come home and I would want to take a nap before supper and not really want to do anything else. And right away I noticed that I had energy to come home and clean the house or cook supper or get other things done that needed to get done. My caffeine cravings went away. I used to have little headaches throughout the day that really affect my day as a teacher as well. Afternoons would hit, and I would need to take Tylenol for not a migraine, but just nagging headaches. Those have went away. I used to have really bad allergies, which affected my mornings at school teaching, with a runny nose and sneezing and watery eyes, and that has subsided and went away. So that's made a huge effect on my teaching. But back to the financial part, about, I don't know, 8 or 9 months into me starting, my husband and I found out we were going to have a baby, and so my why quickly changed, and kind of took a little break from the business side just because I was pregnant and that was my focus. But then once I had my son last August, no, it really sorry, it really like changed my view. My why totally changed. I messaged Amber and I was like, this is it. This is an opportunity for me to stay home, which I never thought I would do, and I love my job and I love to teach, but obviously my son comes first. And so I just feel blessed by the opportunity and feel like God just put it in my lap at the right time, and I'm going to have this opportunity to stay at home with my son, which is something that I would have never had before. So just huge opportunity with the products and the company, and I'm definitely in for the long haul. So that's about it.
I love it, Autumn. Thank you so much for sharing. And I think that Plexus becomes, the business aspect of it becomes, your why with your family for so many of us. So many of us who never, foresaw us being able to ever stay home with our kiddos, and Plexus is providing that freedom for us, and even from the get-go, it's not like all of us are at the very top of our company. Plexus is for providing life-changing money for everyone from the bottom all the way to the top. So I love that, and that makes me so excited that you're going to get to stay home with him. Okay, Amber, I'm going to turn it over to you now.
Hey everyone. Okay, I'm Amber Ike, and I'm one of the other hostesses for tonight. I'm a senior Ruby with Plexus, and I am going to introduce next Anel Sanchez.
Hello, I'm Anel Sanchez. I am Silver Ambassador with Plexus. I'm hoping to go gold this month, praying. Just like everybody else, I started Plexus to lose weight, and little to my surprise, I got so much more out of Plexus. As a teacher, you need energy, and at school, I was tired all day. I used to come home, take naps, but at school, it was just an ugly feeling knowing that I could not fall asleep. I used to read to my kids and my eyes would be closing. I would be, working in small groups and my eyes would be closing. And now with Plexus, I don't feel that. I have energy all day. I don't need the Diet Coke or the Coke Zero, which never really even helped me anyways. I don't need that anymore. I go home and I can cook dinner and clean, which I hate doing, but I do it anyways. And I don't have to take a nap anymore. Even on weekends, I don't need naps anymore. So that's like my main thing that I love about Plexus is my energy. Having 4 and 5-year-olds, 22 of them, there's snot and boogers and coughing and everything else everywhere. So I usually, every year I'd get sick, stomach bug or strep, sinus infection. And this year I haven't been sick. I've been sick maybe 2 days, but I just upped my ProBio and my X Factor, and it went away the next day. In January, I had 6 to 7 kids out every day, some with flu, strep, stomach bug, had one with pneumonia. My assistant was gone for a whole week, and I did not get sick. I was so surprised. I was so happy because I don't have days to miss. I get 10 days a year, and I use them for stuff that I need to use them for. Another thing that Plexus has helped me is with my anxiety and my stress. Being a teacher is stressful, and I get lots of anxiety in the classroom. They say, teachers have a lot of patience. We don't. I didn't. But now I've learned to let things go and not get frustrated and not stress about stuff that I can't change. I've learned to just let it go. The business side of Plexus, I signed up as an ambassador to get wholesale prices. But my first check from Plexus, I was really surprised that I got like $40. I'm like, whoa, where did this come from? And so I started looking into it, and I realized, hey, I can make some money. So this is when I started sharing with my friends and family, and little by little, I started making more money. And now I can pay my house payment with my Plexus Pay. As a teacher, you don't get bonuses, and you very rarely get raises. And I always wanted to make extra money, but there's no way I was going to be able to do that. I didn't want to go back to school because I wanted to be home with my family, and I didn't want to have a second job. So this is why I share Plexus. Plexus is my second job, but it doesn't feel like a job. I love Plexus. I've been doing it for a year now, and this is something that I want to continue to do for the rest of my life. And that's it.
Awesome. I love that so much. One thing that really resonates with me, and I am not a teacher, is the energy and not needing naps. I know when I started our Plexus products, I needed a nap every day, and I just had one kid. So I can't imagine being in a classroom full of 20-something kids and feeling the way I felt. So completely resonate with the whole nap situation. I haven't needed a nap in 2 years, and that is huge for moms and busy women that are, down out there just teaching all those kiddos. So we all need that energy. All right, next up, I'm going to introduce Heather Patterson.
Okay, sorry. Okay, I'm a special ed teacher at our local high school. I deal with students with learning disabilities, behavior disorders, emotional disturbances, and cognitive disabilities. So I see a wide spectrum every day. I always had in the back of my mind that if I wasn't the biggest teacher in the building, the heaviest, then I was okay. But I always had that subconscious, am I bumping into one? And I'd see eye rolls and things like that. So, I was aware of my size and girth. And my friend Lynette posted about Plexus last summer. And I thought, well, what the heck? It's another thing I could try. And if it doesn't work, it has the money back guarantee. So I went ahead and I was all in. Started taking my products, and within like 5 days, I felt fantastic. Shared it with my mom. Skeptical to tell my husband because I thought he'd roll his eyes. And then after he found out, he was all in. So once you have 2 of us in the household taking the Fab 4, that doubles the amount of the income. So then I had to start looking at the business side because in our 3-way call with Lynette and Tristan, I swore up and down, I'm not going to sell, that's not me. Well, guess what? I post, and I'm hoping to be gold by the end of this month. And it's just been a blessing. I used to have to do homebound tutoring after school, and I would go meet with students who'd been expelled from school, and we would have to sit at the library for about 2 hours every night. I now have that freedom that I don't have to do it. I can come home, I can watch Ellen, I can play with the dog or do whatever. Before Plexus, like everybody said, I'd take a nap and I would graze afternoon, and I'd have pre-supper, I'd call it. And then Mike would come home and we'd have supper, and that's why I was bumping into kids, and that doesn't happen anymore. And one thing I do, I take 2 Plexus Slim every day. I take my first one with breakfast, and then I have another one about 1:30, just to get me through that lull in the afternoon. I'm not crabby, but I mean, I'm upbeat. I'm going with the flow until I get home, and it's a good thing. And I don't snack either. I have no desire to sit and watch Ellen and snack. I mean, there's other things to do. So I don't know, Plexus has been such a blessing in so many ways for us, and I'm so excited. Oop. I set my timer because I didn't want to go over. So, and that's one thing with Plexus. I've also gained self-confidence where I would have just run and said, oh, thank you, Amber, for thanking me, but I never would have wanted to speak. I would have just been mortified. So, I mean, I still have tendencies, but this was huge. So, but okay, that's it. Thanks.
Heather, that's awesome. Yeah, when I asked her to jump on here, she didn't even hesitate. She was like, yeah, sure, I'd love to. So I love how Plexus is so much more for people than they originally anticipate. And like Heather said, you know, she never thought she would do this as a business, you know. One thing I've loved and admired about Heather this whole time is how she has just shared her journey with people. She's just being herself, and she's inviting people along to get healthy with her. And obviously she's getting a huge response from that. People want to be healthier. They want to feel better. They just don't really know where to start. And so I love that Heather's inviting her friends along on that journey, and so awesome. All right, next up we have a really special guest, one of our good friends, Jill Renfro.
Hey friends, how's it going? Okay, so I'm Jill Renfro. I am an Emerald Ambassador with Plexus. And guys, I'm honored to speak on the call tonight. So a lot of y'all talking about teaching and the exhaustion. Oh my God, it's awful. Like everybody wants to be like, you're a teacher. Oh my gosh, you have like the best job ever. And you kind of feel like, oh crap. Wait, do I? And then because you feel bad because you feel trapped and you feel like you're herding cats all day long and you don't know how to get the cats through the door. And then you really ask yourself, am I doing a good job? I don't know. So you're stressed, and y'all, teacher nightmares are awful. Like if you've had teacher nightmares, me, okay, and you like roll over in the middle of the night and you go, oh my God, I got to accommodate for that kid, or I didn't get a spelling list out to his mom and I didn't send the email, and oh my God, we have a program. Teacher nightmares are awful. So like, yay for having the best job out there. Woo! We get compensated so well. It's so awesome. Okay, so obviously you can see it's a lot. It's so much. I quote this daily to my kids too. Like my kids know because I'm super sarcastic with my kids, just my personality. I'm like, you better watch it or you're going to see me as the Walmart greeter tomorrow. And they're like, and some days they're like, y'all, she's going to grab her purse. Like you never know. Like watch out. So seriously though, like Plexus came into my life about 19 months ago, I guess, and quickly formed my opinion, not doing anything publicly, not at all. I want to get skinny because I had recently been married. We celebrated our 1-year anniversary, and I gained happy fat, and I gained the weight that I had lost for the wedding plus some. So you know how that all goes. You know, it's real good, and you're like in love, and yay. So I did that, and not good. So my husband and I had gotten back from an all-inclusive resort for our 1-year anniversary. And y'all, when I say all-inclusive, sister ate all-inclusive. Like, you know how it like costs like, you know, $3,000 a person. I think I ate $3,000 worth of food or something like that in that. And I remember sitting on that plane telling him, when I get home, it's game on. It's game on. I'm working out. I'm running. I'm going to eat rabbit food every day. And he's like, as long as I don't have to do that, then go, babe. Woohoo. So I was looking for anything and everything out there. And I was the girl who did not even research Plexus. My sister said, girl, okay, so we have like similar personalities. She goes, I found the road to skinny. And I said, sign me up right then. I want to do it. Sign me up. I'm in it to win it. And I literally didn't read a thing. So really cool, right? Really cool. The teacher didn't even do her research. So I bought the product and took the product immediately. And within like the first day, I started to tell myself those things that everybody would. It's not going to work. Jill, you've done this one, and you put your food in the containers, and you did this for 21 days and 60 days and 24 days and 7 days, all those little things, and you've always done this cycle. Like, what's the deal? I felt trapped and tired and bloated. I was in a size 10. My cystic acne was at its worst ever. I drank tea, not sweet tea. I drank unsweet tea, but here's the kicker. Here's where I went wrong. I was highly addicted to Sweet and Low, and you might think, no way, Jose. No, like my husband even tells people today, she would snort it if she could. Like, it was that bad. And I even knew when you went to McDonald's doesn't sell Sweet and Low. They doesn't cut it for somebody as addicted to Sweet and Low. So Sweet and Low was in my purse, in my desk, in my console, and I even had a messenger in every one of my third grade classes. I teach third grade, and I would even say, head down to the cafeteria, go get me some Sweet and Low. Yes, ma'am. Sounds good. They know exactly. They knew the routine. Need my tea, need my Sweet and Low, 2 packets, not 1, 2. Thank you. And they knew what to do. That's sad. So I would come home, that teacher dread, like a lot of them have talked about, and I would be like, boom, zombie mode, couch, bra is off, which bra still comes off, whatever. Bra off on the couch, like laid up, TV. What is the last DVR recording? Let me binge watch The Bachelor real quick and Kardashians, because I'd rather just suck into their life because it's better than mine right now. Like, that's how I felt. And so, I mean, Plexus came along, and day one, I immediately started feeling some changes. Like, immediately. I am very lucky in that. Some people not so much in a natural product. I had more energy, first thing. And then next was probably sleep and pooping, so much better, because eating processed foods, I was not a good pooper. And so I was probably that girl that's held 20 extra pounds of waste inside of you. That was probably me. So I started in the summer, and I went back. It was in June, and I went back to the school year, and a lot of my teacher friends were like, girl, I seen you posting on Facebook about this stuff. What are you doing? Da, da, da. Okay, you've lost like 6 pounds, 7 pounds, whatever it was. You're looking good. What are you doing? My school built my network. That's exactly what it was. I completely went up and down those halls. Anybody that said, what are you doing? I said, girl, Plexus, girl, Plexus. And it was. In a faculty meeting, I was shaking up that second pink drink, and people were over there watching, what is she doing? Because the last thing they're doing is paying attention to the PowerPoint slide that's going on. And so, you know, they're making their little grocery list over there, and they're on Pinterest. They're not taking notes. And they are, you know, passing me notes like, what are you drinking? And Plexus, Plexus, Plexus. So immediately, that whole first year that I was on Plexus, lots of skeptics on my campus, big skeptics. People still thought, it's a fad. She's going to come back over the summer and be fat again. She's going to do it. She's going to do it. I mean, it was almost like game. Now today, 19 months in on Plexus, I have lost 31 pounds. I know, I like to throw that 1 in there. And I'm off 5 prescription medications, 4 being for cystic acne. I had gotten approved for Accutane twice in my life. I was on 200 milligrams of Solodine a day. That's an antibiotic, by the way. And I was on an antibiotic, y'all, for more than 5 years. Not okay. Not okay. So think what an antibiotic did to my gut. No wonder I felt trapped, and just my immune system was awful. Like, I know somebody else talked on here about when your kids get sick, you're sick. I, like 2 years ago, had double ear infection and pink eye. I literally said, how old am I? 7? What is this? Double, what is this? They cough, you get it. And it was just this ongoing cycle. I remember having a Christmas party one year for my kids. God forbid you call them sick on a Christmas party. I had 102 fever with the flu, shaking there, passing out cupcakes. And that was a norm. It just was this ongoing thing. This year on Plexus, at the school year, I have only called in once for a sick day. That is huge. Once. I passed the flu season. I have not had that monthly sinus infection. In this school year, I want to say we probably have, I teach at an elementary school here in Bryan, Texas, and probably 20 walking, talking Plexus ambassadors on campus. Pink drink is everywhere, and it's just changing so many of my teachers' lives, from 50 pounds to off, medicine, restless leg, to kicking the cokes, the whatever it is. It's so much. And, besides the health aspect of Plexus, of what it has done, I mean, our products are legit, y'all. If you have not grabbed hold of these products and ran with it and frickin' told everybody that you got it all twisted wrong. You are doing people a mega disservice, and you should be like slapped on your hand or like pull your little card or your color or something. And you need to tell people, because here's the deal. I know this sounds, I don't even know the word I'm trying to say, but I feel almost hypocrite, and I feel almost bad for what I'm about to say. Teaching has not been my passion. I chose teaching as a profession because my advisor in school said this is the quickest way out. And you know, and I said, you know what? My sister was a teacher, my grandmother was a teacher, my aunt was a teacher. I said, you know, it is kind of cool to hang out with them in the summer. Yeah, that sounds kind of cool. And like they do have 2 weeks off at Christmas. That's kind of cool. So I picked teaching for that. Am I good at it? Yes, I know I am. I'm a mentor on campus. I do really well, but my passion is not there. It's not. I am totally living that line, fake it till you make it, all day long. I'm an actor. Miss Renfro and Jill are two totally different people, and God has known this desire of my heart for a long time. And I would come home and tell my husband, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. Please, I don't want to do this anymore. And I said, when we have kids, I'm going to stay at home. And he said, yeah, right. No, you're not. Like, my husband has been in oil the whole time I've known him, and a lot of oil-filled husbands will say, you know, their wives end up resenting them because they work and they're gone all day long. And if you're going to sit home in yoga pants and, you know, never put makeup on, and I'm going to come home and you're going to hate me and this and that. And he had this facade in his brain. And I said, no, I'm different. No, I'm different. No. He said, you have a different personality. You could never not work. You could never not be around adults. I said, well, I got to do something. And I just shut the door. I didn't know what else to do. And so when Plexus came along, I grabbed hold of this business opportunity, and I did not sign up for the business by any means. I did it after the products were working for me, and here I am now, almost 20 months in to the products. I'm an Emerald Ambassador with Plexus. Last month, 3 weeks ago, I retired my husband from the oil field. He is no longer gone. We brush our teeth together in the morning. That's kind of weird and cool at the same time. He was folding laundry a minute ago. I'm kind of like, do you know what to do? Let me show you. Like, it's just crazy. And I mean, this year I have 68 more drives, and that's how I'm counting down. I have 68 more drives to go and be Mrs. Renfro, and I am retiring this year also. We're just so grateful for this opportunity. So if you are a teacher, grab a hold of it. If you're not a teacher, share the news. And if you know somebody who's a teacher, y'all, they need Plexus so much more than just the products. They need the whole shebang. So I'm so honored to share that with y'all tonight. I'm just so grateful. Thank you, ladies.
Oh my goodness, you had me like cracking up laughing, and then towards the end I was like almost in tears. I'm like,
oh my God,
like watching a Lifetime movie or something.
Welcome to my life. I told Dakota that we need to do something. You either need TLC or Lifetime. Come on now. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that was amazing. Can you guys imagine like Jill and her entire school on Plexus and how fun that campus must be until all the teachers are retired?
It's great. Let's see, I'm retiring 3 this year with me from the same school, and 10 from the district.
Wow. That is incredible, you guys. Oh my gosh, that is so incredible. What I love about Jill's story is how she was a product of the product. She wasn't going to sell them. You know, that wasn't going to be her thing. She was going to do this undercover and get skinny undercover. But then people noticed. And not only did they notice the way she, you know, looked, but obviously the way she was feeling. And that's the thing. Like, we as ambassadors, I never feel like I am a salesperson. Like, I am literally just a product of these products. And when people see me with 3 little kids and energy and not needing naps and happy, they're like, okay, what is that? I need that. So we're just products of these amazing, life-changing products. It's just really, really exciting. And that's what I love about hearing each person's story on here tonight. Everyone joined Plexus for one reason. You know, like, okay, if I can lose weight, if I can get my health back in, you know, check, if I can make some extra money, whatever that initial reason was that they joined, it became something so much bigger. And that is what I love about Plexus. We are so much more than we even think we are a lot of times. We are pleasantly surprised. 2 years into this, I'm still surprised when and I don't know why I am, but I'll get messages from friends and they'll tell me like, the changes in their health that they're having. And I'm like, oh my goodness, like this is just even better than I even thought 2 years in. So love it, love it, love it. This was so informative and inspiring, and I know that the viewers tonight were able to connect with different people's stories tonight. So thank you, ladies, so much for sharing. I love to end these events with one of my favorite quotes, and it's actually from a diamond in my area, Melissa Eichenhorst. And she says, the day that she said yes to Plexus was the day that she said yes to freedom. And so, you know, for you, that might be health freedom. That might be financial freedom. That might be time freedom. Whatever type of freedom you are looking for, we are so confident that Plexus is the answer to that and so much more for your life. So we hope that you guys enjoyed tonight and have a blessed evening. Night, everyone.